Yes, I don't know. I think we're live now.
Let's see if we can. I wonder if we
I
can see the
check it.
chat. Well, and let's see if the chat is maybe
appears if we go
if
big.
we go full screen because it's bigger. Get a bigger.
Let's see.
There we
Show
go. Oh,
chat.
I didn't know that. See, this is all new to me.
Yeah, we're learning new things about StreamYard because Vinny usually goes live on his phone, and I'm live from the computer tonight. So we're like playing around with stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Because I don't use my laptop anymore. I just stream right through this.
Yeah, but I thought, it'd be easier to set up in the hotel room this way and have the laptop facing.
Because look how much bigger it is.
It's so much easier for us to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is. That's the one thing I kind of miss about having a laptop and using it is because you get more of a range of seeing stuff. And it's not, you're not just showing it to a little dot on your phone.
Exactly. Yeah, it's much easier. And the chat, on StreamYard, so small as it is, it's really nice. But I don't know if it's appearing on here. We may need to exit this. Let me see if there's any chat in the thing. Okay, so there is, but we can't see it in full screen mode.
Oh, that's fine.
So we'll have to be this way. Well, welcome, guys. This is exciting.
Did somebody just thumb us down?
Oh, no, I think when I moved, it looked like I was thumbing down.
Okay.
Because, if you do this, maybe it's not going to do it. I'm probably not doing this right. Let me see if I do. Okay, yeah, it did the hearts. And if you do the 2 thumbs down, it rains, I think. Yep.
Oh, I'll have to learn that. And then
if you do the, let me see, rock hands. Let's see if it will do it. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's cool.
Now we get the little laser strobe.
That's very cool.
We learned it by accident because I was talking to one of my friends on Instagram and I did something and I was like, whoa, what just happened? It was so much fun.
All right, turn my volume down so I can see who's here.
Yep, we've got Nettie, Joe S., and Deborah Williams tuning in.
Hello, and thank you for watching us. We have a few things we wanted to share from... You've been here how many days now? 2?
2 days. We are so tired. We have been going and going. We were up at 5:30 this morning I was up at 5 this morning to get ready. We went to a flea market.
Mm-hmm.
And then antique malls. We've been all over the place. And the day before, we were up really late and then had to get up early for another flea market. So we're running on low battery, but we're having a good time. Tomorrow we can sleep in. We don't have to get up early, which is nice.
Yeah. I think we're running on 8 hours of sleep, in 48 hours each.
We're a little delirious.
But we have still managed to get up and find the stuff.
And we've been having a fantastic day. Got to meet your dad this morning, which was awesome.
Sure did.
Yeah, Vinny's dad is fantastic. Salty Croc. You guys see him in the chats on Vinny's sale. That was a real treat for me. And the flea market was fun. There were so many vendors. It's just crazy. I told Vinny this morning, if people could just kind of get a bird's eye view of how many things that we have to sort through just to find that one treasure. Because, at the flea market, sometimes you get newer vendors and then you have, vintage things mixed in. So you really got to dig through the banana box lids and different things to see, what's there. And I think we did a great job today.
Yeah, we did. And, I'm still being picky, but I'm paying up for some good stuff too. So that's good. So I'd rather pay up for less than spend a lot, but not for really good stuff. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, Vinny and I really have been having fun, talking back and forth about what we're getting and, consulting each other and of course paying up for things sometimes when you get fantastic. No, Christy, you're just in time. We just started fantastic things that is good. It really is good for the sales too. So the thrifting out here is just anything better than we have in Florida. It's more than I could have ever dreamed of. And, Vinny's been talking about all the malls he's going to take me to. And, he's like, well, in 20 minutes, we go this way. There's 4 malls. We go 10 minutes this way. There's 5 malls. There's a flea market here, a peddler mall there. I'm like, oh, my word. I have 4 antique malls in our town, and that's it. And then you got to drive like 2 hours to Savannah or an hour to St. Augustine for maybe one, and those are great malls. I am not saying anything negative about them, but it's just so cool to see the variety here, I think.
There's a lot of variety in this area.
And, it's cool. Like today we drove into Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So we were in Pennsylvania in under an hour. And then we went, we'll be in West Virginia another time during the week. It's so cool how many states you're just kind of close to.
Yep. Maryland, PA, West Virginia, and Virginia are like close.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Vinny has been a fantastic tour guide while we've been here. He knows all the good spots.
I do. And she hasn't even seen all the good spots yet.
That's true. I can't wait to see what's next. Yeah, it's really fun. Today, I got to give a shout out to Rick. I'll show some items from this mall. We went to, what was the name of it in Carlisle?
Northgate Antiques.
Northgate. Okay. So far, that's one of my favorite places we've been. Northgate's amazing. And I was filming the intro video part of that segment of the vlog that I'm doing for this trip. And I was showing a brooch and a case, and somebody came up behind me and said, "Hey, Katie." And I was like, that doesn't sound like Vinny. So I turn around, and there's this lovely gentleman who's like, "I watch you." And, for me, it's just crazy that people, recognize me anywhere, because in my mind, I'm just me going out shopping at an antique mall doing something I love with a friend. And I don't, sometimes my brain doesn't click on like, well, I am actually filming and I am putting this content online and there are people that watch. So it was just so cool that someone in Pennsylvania actually like watches me, and he's an antique dealer at the mall. And he was so like wonderful to talk to. And he has a great booth. If you love kitsch, booth number 15. And that mall is loaded up with some really killer stuff. But yeah, so Rick, that was just the highlight of, I think, my whole day was getting to meet Rick. He was lovely.
And I think he was starstruck.
Yeah, a little bit. I think so, which was wild to me because, again, I'm just Katie from Florida, but that was cool. It was like he was so shocked. Like, what are you doing in the mall?
What are you doing in Pennsylvania? You're from Florida.
Yeah, you're a long way from home.
It was cool though, because he couldn't believe it.
Yeah. And then, he was so nice. He kept coming up, and obviously he works at the mall, but he really just wanted to chat with us. And he kept coming up and saying, "Oh, can I take that to the front for you? Do you need the case open?" He was really just so lovely, and it made the shopping experience great there. So that was really a cool part of my day.
Question then, if you got to see the flea, which if the weather is nice next week, we'll go up there on your last official shopping day here.
The flea was great. Our flea markets in town are more sort of new things. So you can get like pepper spray and, brand new Temu stuff, but you don't get banker boxes full of really fun digging. And that's what I love is because, you walk up to a booth and these boxes are full, they're banana boxes, and sometimes they're just banana box lids, chock-a-block full of, piles and piles of stuff. And you just got to, dig through it. And out of all of that, you might find one or two really interesting things. And that to me is just so thrilling.
Yes. I don't want to sing that because we'll get demonetized, but yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Hi, Karina. Hello to everyone who's tuning in. Thanks for popping on. We won't be on here too long because we both have gotten to the point where we're so tired that we start acting like we're intoxicated.
Oh, yeah. I said something earlier to Vinny, and my brain, when your brain's not braining, I just put two things together that in my mind made sense. And it clearly did not make sense. And Vinny I thought I had literally killed Vinny at the restaurant because Vinny started laughing hysterically. We were at Chili's.
Literally was like,
yeah, just dead. And
I literally could not stop laughing. I started coughing. That's how bad I was laughing. And then I'd stop for a second and just lose it all over again.
Yep. Vinny's like, I'm glad I wasn't eating at the time. I'm like, yes, me too, because I didn't want to do the Heimlich maneuver.
No. It was so funny.
It was so funny. And then, when I came into the hotel room, we were getting ready for the live and we had brought in all the boxes. I was literally standing over there and I get a box and I just look at it and I'm like, okay, what am I doing here? Where did this box come from? And then I'm like, and then I came over here to sit on the couch to, get ready for the haul. And I'm like, how did we have like 4 bags? Where did this other bag come from? And I was so confused. And then Vinny's like, well, I don't know. And then he's like, oh, wait, that's the other bag with the big lot of things that we bought. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. And then I said to Vinny, these bags keep multiplying. But it was just because my brain wasn't quite functioning at its normal level, which was just because we've been going and going.
But we're going to be getting some pretty decent sleep tonight. And then we'll be pretty rested for tomorrow and for the rest of the week, because we're not getting up
super early. Yeah, this was just sort of a special thing today.
Although we might be getting up somewhat early if we go up to Cumberland, though.
Oh, well, that's okay.
But because the place is so big,
you'll the 3 buildings.
The 3-story building that's up there, Queen City Flea.
I just can't. Like, that's crazy to me. The amount of amazing stuff that's up here is just wild. Yeah, so cool.
We're in Katie's hotel room, KP. She's in my neck of the woods.
Yep. And this hotel room is great because it's got like a little living area and then a bed. And so it's really worked out well for us because we had 2 live sales on the road last night. Vinny had one and I had one. And now we're able to do the live haul kind of comfortably from a couch, which is nice. So this is great.
She's got a kitchen in here. There's a loud lacrosse team that's been running rampant on the main floor of this place.
They have been really living it up. And when we came in today, they had a whole table spread out in the common area, out in the lobby with crafts. And they were all, making team something or others. And Vinny's like, I just really can't wait for them to depart the hotel. And I was like, well, yes, I agree. Because we're, on the first floor and it's a little loud. But I'm glad they're having a good time.
At no fault of anyone. Because
kids will be kids.
Yeah, they're just going to do what they're going to do.
But it is nice.
But it would also be nice if the parents were like, there are other people staying here that don't want to hear your loud foolishness.
But
shut up.
But you know what? When I was a kid and we went to a hotel for something like that, we were rowdy and we did that too.
Oh, every kid does it. It's normal.
That's just part of funness of being a kid. So
of course.
Yeah. Let's see. Hi, Rachel. Welcome in. So, and let's see.
Let's see who else we've got here.
Jackie Tao is here. I don't know if we said hi to Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie Zoe from school. Hello.
Oh, I misread the last name. It's small. The chat's really small on StreamYard.
Hi, Amy.
Amy, hi. I can't wait to meet you, Amy. I'm very excited about this.
When we're done doing the stream tonight, we're gonna plan out where we're gonna go, and we'll give you a call. We'll see if you're up for the day that we pick.
Yeah, this will be really fun.
Hi, Grandma 11+1.
Hi, Grandma 11+1. Good to have you in the chat.
Good to see everyone here. And for those watching the replay, thank you very much. We won't be on here too long.
Yeah, so should we jump into the haul?
Yeah, why not go ahead and show something first?
So I'm going to actually show one of my favorite finds of the trip. And I am so excited about this. Now, this is not something that's crazy valuable or rare or something that I'm going to bring to a live sale. It's just something that means a great deal to me. And I'm going to tell you why. KP, yeah, I am going to be here about a week, I think. And then I'm going down to visit my dad on the way home in South Carolina, which will be really nice because I don't get to visit dad as often as I'd like. Okay, so let me show you my first item. Now, this was so cool to me. For all of you guys that don't know, my grandma had 3 brothers, Fern, Don, and George. And Fern worked in the FBI. He was an agent. And I remember as a kid, we'd go over to his house, and he would always have the coolest little spy gear, and we'd get to see it. And I remember he had dissolving paper that he'd put, write a secret message on. It would dissolve magically in the water. I mean, he was just the coolest guy to hang around. Excellent writer, really good historian. So I love going to visit Fern. Well, years later, I found out that he was actually the ghostwriter for J. Edgar Hoover, and he wrote a book. And so I've only seen this book in our family library. My grandma has a copy, and I think my mom has one. But I've never seen one in the wild. And so we were at the flea market the first day I got here, and Vinny's looking at a book, and I come around the corner. He's like, oh, this is kind of a cool cover. And I look down, and lo and behold, it's Masters of Deceit, J. Edgar Hoover, the book that my grandma's brother, Uncle Fern, ghost wrote. And it was $1. And of course, I had to get it for the fact that, here I am in Pennsylvania, and this book is here. So, yeah, this to me is one of the coolest things I found all trip, because I just couldn't imagine that was out in the world, and it's definitely of its time. But I just think that was really cool.
Well, it's history.
Yeah, it's history, and it's family history. So
exactly.
So that was a fun find. Do you want to show something now? Do you want to?
Yeah. You want to do two at a time,
Yeah,
kind of
we'll
like when we
do
do
two at
the
a time.
sale.
Okay, so another thing that I found in this flea market was amazing, because I love mystery clocks. And if you don't know what mystery clocks are, they were made by several companies, but the most common company was the Jefferson mystery clocks. And this one is the Jefferson Golden Hour. I have the regular Jefferson mystery clock with the glass, and the cool thing is, obviously you don't know really how they work, because there's no direct mechanism, which is awesome. But this is the Golden Hour, and I think at home the Golden Secret. But this is a fantastic clock, and I was thrilled to get it, because these go for crazy money online, and this was $35. So I was just tickled to get that. That was really cool. And along with that, because we're on the clock theme and it's the same guy, I will show this. This was the other clock I got from this gentleman. It's a Jefferson clock as well, but it's so mid-century. This thing weighs a ton. And the lady, when she called the vendor, to say, hey, this doesn't have a price on it, what price is it? The vendor goes, it kind of is the one that looks like a car muffler. And I was like, now I can't unsee the car muffler, because totally it does. I love that the cord wraps up inside of its base. It's very convenient. Not that you're going to travel with it, but since I've got it, hi Nate, it's really fun that it stores. And I love the mid-century modern hands on this clock. And then the chrome is just awesome. This thing weighs a ton. This is, if you chuck this at someone, that could end very badly. So that's a fun thing. So those are my two.
Is that the muffler that would be considered like the tailpipe of the car?
Yes.
So Jamie could shove a burrito in there if she wanted to.
Jamie could shove a burrito in the tailpipe of that clock. I'd forgotten.
That was hilarious. I think that was on Fatbirds, wasn't it?
Yes, that was.
It was
on
a comment,
Fatbirds.
wasn't it?
She was live sharing a story, and then I think, or maybe she wasn't on there, but yeah, she made a comment about shoving a burrito in someone's tailpipe.
Yeah, because they were being petty or something. Or
yeah, it was an ex or something, and she
shoved the burrito in the tailpipe of the car.
It was a real story, and oh my gosh, we all laughed about that for
a long time,
and they're still laughing about that. Yes, but
how could you not?
Yeah, you unlocked a core memory for me.
That was so funny. So after the one flea we went to yesterday, or the two places we went, we stopped at Goodwill, and we were going to go to another one, but we didn't have time because we had to come back and price stuff for the sales that we were doing and make sure the toilet is. Oh, don't worry.
Running.
It's not running.
We're not going to have another toilet flooding the hotel room incident.
No. So we go to this. Oh, I'm not even in this shot. So we go into this Goodwill, and I didn't really see anything on the home stuff or the houseware
hard goods
stuff.
Was not was not very good at that one.
No, and it's it's hit or miss with any of these stores, but we go over to the racks near the register and I see some scarves, like ladies scarves that are yeah, we did. We're both burnt to a crisp.
We did. Yeah,
but this is the time of year where I get all my sun.
Yeah, we will be sunscreening it up.
Yeah, I have some at home. I'll bring with us just in case, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're looking, and I just see these really fun, bright colored lady scarves, and most of them were half off. Hi, Stephanie. And yeah, most of these scarves were like 50% off from like $3, so $1.50 for these. I picked the coolest ones out, at least the coolest ones to me.
Yeah, the very like groovy 60s. They're awesome, guys. These are fun.
The colors on these are exquisite. Look at this one.
Yeah.
This is I don't know how you pronounce that. Poe.
Come back over this way. Yeah, there you go.
Look at this. Looks like the 7-Up signs from the 60s.
Yes, it does. There's the brand.
It's Pao. Maybe.
I don't know how this is pronounced. For all we know, it could be French, and we're totally messing it up.
But look at the colors on that, like the green, the white, and almost like that chartreuse color.
Very 60s flower power.
I could see wearing this if you're like playing the Scooby-Doo, like if you're being like Freddy or Shaggy or Velma.
Yeah.
Just the colors on that were just exquisite.
Yeah, and Vinny's like, should I get this? And I said, absolutely.
She's like, yeah, you better get that.
Yeah, I said, that's a good one.
And there was a glitch in the system because the color of the week this week was yellow. And there must have bbeen something that happened, and I guess I ended up getting each of these scarves for half off, when most of them were anyway. And
I got some gorgeous mid-century silk neckties, and not all of them were yellow, but they ended up giving me the discount too. So
save that one for last. We'll do another flower power one.
Oh yeah,
look at this one.
Gorgeous.
This looks to me like Sharon Tate almost, like something she would have worn, a Twiggy.
Yeah, I mean, I can see this with a wide tab collar and some bell-bottom jeans. This would be really, really fun with that, if you're doing a vintage look.
So that's the thing with these old scarves. You have to always picture a movie star or somebody famous wearing these back in the day, because that just kind of helps sell it. Or share. That's who would look. This one would look good.
Yes.
But we'll show that one next, because those were two.
And these are fun too, because you can drape them like over your lampshades. So if you're kind of going for that groovy look, or you want something pretty for spring, or summer now we're going into, I guess, this would be great for that. Or, as a little like tablecloth on a small little side. There's just so much you can do with these. And
when you don't pay a whole lot of money for them, it's like, you could do
it's
anything.
A no-brainer.
Absolutely.
It's like you don't even second guess. You're like, yeah, I'll take that.
So I'll let you all see the third one after, or my next round.
Oh.
And today is Nate's. Was it yesterday? His birthday was yesterday, wasn't it?
His birthday was last week.
Oh God. See what I mean? I am tired.
Yeah, we're tired. Go ahead and show that one, because we're on the scarf thing.
Okay. So this one I can see Cher wearing.
Yeah.
Like late 60s.
Yep.
Early 70s.
This kind of looks Wonder Breadish to me.
Look at that.
A little bit. Look at the swirl.
And it looks more. It looks like salmon-y color, doesn't it, on the screen? But it's like a deeper pink color.
Yeah, it's that kind of 60s pink. Whoops.
And honestly, can you guys see Cher wearing that on her show with Sonny?
Yeah.
With Sonny Bono?
Totally. With a big white blouse. Yeah. That's fun. That's a really good scarf.
See, that's the thing with my eclecticism. It's scarves, it's patterns, it's color, the pop of color. While I love the black and white, it's the color that does it for me.
It's the happiness to me of all the vintage colors and designs, Like, they don't have anything like that now. So you look at it and it just brings you joy.
But look at all the different paint companies issuing retro colors, or even like Walmart is bringing out all the retro colors and stuff, and Target's doing the same thing. Like, it's in.
Yeah, it is. The retro is back, man. Okay, so following up with the theme of the flea market that we were at, I did get some things there. And, I'm an advertising nerd. My house is all industrial. I love paint cans. I love anything that's got like a cool graphic on it. And this was a great deal. This is a Chemtone can for Sherwin-Williams, and it's a 2-gallon paint can. I think this is probably from the 50s. It has the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. And then, you can always tell something's older when you've got the wide can stripe down the back. This, I think, was on sale from $22. But I love this. Now, I was trying to do a little research on this because I know that certain cans can do really well. And I could not find this one at all online. There was another one that was from the 40s that was going for $495. It had actually sold. That was not just a listing. So I think that something is pretty cool about this. And I love it. I mean, with these paint cans, you can pop little flower displays, stick some vintage rulers out of them, just, in your vignettes. These are awesome. But I was really thrilled to get that because I love the Sherwin-Williams color. See, I'm messed up. I'm saying color. Cover the Earth logo.
Should have heard me earlier.
Oh, yeah. So this was fun.
Off.
Yeah, Vinny glitched earlier. Vinny totally glitched. We come into the hotel room and he's like, and I'm like, what? He's like, yo, I just glitched.
I just stuttered horribly.
He meant to say that he got something half off, but
it was half off.
Yeah. This was another thing. Vinny actually found this and was like, Katie, did you see this? And no, I had not. And this is a quick paint varnish remover can, probably from the late 60s, early 70s, because it's from Aberdeen, Maryland. It does have a 5-digit zip code, so that came after 1963. But this has fabulous graphics, and I'm obsessed with a lightning bolt. That image I think is very cool. So this one was a very good find at the Flea. It's another, I don't know what gallon, 1-gallon can, but it's from Aberdeen, Maryland, if I didn't say. So that was a real find. I thought that was really great. Well, we did get a little bit of sun.
It's the first burn I've gotten this year.
Yeah, I don't feel burned, but I do have rosacea, so I am always slightly red anyway, so that probably just made me look even more red. What else did you get today?
Oh, boy. I guess I could show him some of the little fobs and dips and bobbles in here. So I got a whole bag of miscellaneous stuff for $2, essentially. And the first thing that I spot, because Katie was digging through some jewelry that this guy had, I don't know what it is. I've started a collection of vintage lipstick tubes.
I love those. Those are fun.
And this one's got faux pearls on it. And you just open it up and the lipstick would have been in there.
So I have a gold tone one like that that's kind of textured that my grandmother had all the time when I was growing up. It was her mom's, and it was on the little side table by the trundle bed when we'd go spend the night. So that was one of the things when she passed away. I told Dad that I really want that, and I ended up getting that, which was great. So that does remind me of BB's lipstick container.
It's a cool piece, and there's so many of them out there. I'm not even in the shot. I always do that. When I'm with Scott or with you, I'm always doing that.
Well, StreamYard's backwards, so it's hard to see. Oh, that's a little neat motorcycle.
Pink little motorcycle type piece. That's probably a charm from the 60s or 70s. But what Katie and I both noticed in here is the princess phone.
Yeah, the little keychains. I think on the bottom it says princess phone, and then it should say it's lovely, it's little, it lights, I believe was their slogan.
Yeah, it says it's little, it's lovely, it lights.
Yep.
Probably hard to see, but
my mom had a princess phone. She had a yellow princess phone by her bed. So those are cool.
So, that's just a whole bunch of little odds and ends. And Katie found this thing. It's a little lighter.
Yeah, made in Japan. Tiniest lighter you ever did see. And I showed that to Vinny, and I was like, I think you need this for your junk jar, because you do. And that's fun.
Yep, though that was cool.
That lighter is about the size of a dime or a nickel, just for scale. I mean, it's really
small. It's tiny. All right, so those were my two this time.
Okay. So today, let's see what I want to show. Oh, yes. Today we went to the antique mall I told you that I met Rick at, who was amazing. And I ended up getting this Art Deco advertising piece. Now, there's reproductions of this, but Vinny and I looked it over very carefully, and we kind of have determined that it is original, which is awesome. This is from the 1930s, and it's for Philadelphia cigars, and it is the coolest, most happiest, brightly colored Art Deco Sunray piece. And I think that this probably would have been like a show card that would have been in a display at the tobacconist shop. But you can tell that it's original because the reproductions don't have the company that did the litho on the bottom. So that's usually a good sign when you see it. But I think the mint green in this is just fantastic. It says it's ripe tobacco that makes a big difference. So this one was a killer find today. I was really pleased to get that. I've been on a real Art Deco kick lately. I've always loved Art Deco, but I just have been excited about it. And I've really been on the hunt for it. So that was cool. And speaking of Art Deco, I got this bottle for hair coloring. So it scientifically recolors gray hair. And the paper label is in absolutely beautiful condition. And I love the little kind of laurel twisted designs on the side and then the skyscraper details on the Bakelite lid. But this is fabulous. Look at the little lady graphic on it. Orange and black, great for Halloween in your vintage displays. So yeah, I was pleased to get this. Oh, and it's made by Hazel Atlas. I always like seeing who makes the actual bottles. But this is fun. And then you've got the, deco side profile. Yeah, this was another great find.
Not Anchor Hawking. I'm teasing. It's Hazel Atlas, of course. But some people do say that marking is Anchor Hawking. I'm like,
yeah,
no, it's not.
Because yes, it does have an A and an H, but that's Hazel Atlas. Anchor Hawking has the little anchor.
Yeah,
but then I thought I was so delirious that I might have missaid it. So I was like,
I was
wait a
teasing
minute.
you, but then again,
in my sleepiness, I was like, wait.
You're like, wait, am I second guessing myself here?
Yes. Yeah, it was. Let's see. I think you're up.
Am I up? So this is something that I did pay up for. This is a AAA license plate topper. Automobile Club AAA of Pittsburgh. I had one of these years ago, and I remember selling it, and I remember it sold well. Like I said, I did pay up for some things at this flea market because I saved up some decent funds for when Katie was here, and I'm trying to do more for less, paying more for less than spending less on more stuff.
Right. Get quality over quantity.
Right. Quality over quantity. That's a better way to put it. It looks like somebody ages ago paid 25 cents, so I basically paid 180% more, but these are very collectible if you can find them.
Yeah, they are. The license plate toppers with the advertising are really good. So that's a cool one.
And that's very cool. Now this I spotted. Ooh, I don't want to knock those over.
No.
So this I spotted on one of the tables, and I was like, that's interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's newer. Well, it's from 2003. So this is a Santa figurine. It was made by Royal Copenhagen, and that's located in Denmark, I believe. And it's marked on the bottom. The annual Santa 2003 limited edition, and it says Royal Copenhagen there. Along with, it's just a design. So the guy said, how about $2 for it? And I was like, sold. It doesn't look damaged or anything. And I looked, something just said to me, look this up because I've never seen it before. This exact one sold for $60.
Wow.
And I paid $2 for it.
See, this is the amazing thing, y'all, about shopping with Vinny, because Vinny has a knack, an eye, for spotting things that I would overlook. Like that, I would have gone, oh, modern figurine, not something I'm interested in, and walked on by. Same with perfumes and body lotions and things that you wouldn't think about. Vinny has this incredible eye, and he will look them up, and he's like, "Oh, that's a rare half-used bottle of perfume," and that half-used bottle of perfume could be something that someone remembers from yesteryear and decides that they want it, and there's not many of them around, and that's $100 bottle right there, and it's just so cool to get to see Vinny work in that way, because I'm all about the true vintage and antique stuff, but there's definitely money to be made on collectibles from the 2000s and then perfumes and things. It's just cool.
It's mesmerizing what's out there, and I didn't even anticipate. I was just like, oh, that looks interesting. Oh, it's made in it's Royal Copenhagen. It's probably like another Royal Doulton thing, and because we all know Royal Doulton and Yadro and all that stuff is just
everywhere.
It's everywhere, and people are just not really into that anymore. Like that was more of an 80s 90s thing, and
and I'm sure there's some things within that are valuable, but most of them are not.
But Copenhagen, I was shocked at that. Danish porcelains are my favorite. Oh, that's awesome.
That's very cool. I saw Catherine pop in, so just because Catherine,
hey Catherine,
I wanted to just flash this to her. I got this 1930s advertisement today, which is very cool. And then I got this bottle, which I think, Catherine, you'll really appreciate because of the lady on it. So I just wanted to show that if you weren't here earlier, you can see that. And on the Art Deco theme, because apparently that's been my theme of the day, I got this for the bottle, of course, and I love anything with a good paper label because it's amazing that the paper labels even survive after all this time. But I looked at this again as we were getting ready for the haul, and I'm like, hard candies. Usually you see hard candies right in a tin. This is hard candies in an Art Deco jar, which I've never seen. And the jar is not particularly tall. It's about a little taller than a can or a jar of sprinkles, like vintage McCormick sprinkles. So it's very cool. Satin finish hard candies. It's from the Ludens.
The Looters.
I knew a person named Mrs. Looters when I was a kid, so apparently my brain's pulling that up now. Ludens Corporation, and I mean, look at the deco lines on this bottle. That is just so cool to me. So, and this is also made. Wow, they're both made by Hazel Atlas. Isn't that crazy? Both bottles. So yeah, that was fantastic. And the other neat little thing that I picked up at the same mall we were at, I spotted this right when I walked in, and it's a handy oiler, which I have a collection of these, for Red Wing shoes, which I did not even know that they had shoe oil, let alone in this little handy oiler can. And I just think the graphics are great on this. And the guy was telling me, Eric, who I met at the antique mall, he was telling me he remembered the Red Wing shoe salesmen. They would come in their cars to your house and sell you shoes, which I did not know. We had just a Red Wing shoe store. But I guess along with the Red Wing shoes, you could buy a little handy oiler with shoe oil. So I thought that was neat. Yes, I do, Catherine. That would be fun.
What do I have up next? Oh, should I show those?
Yeah, show those because those are fun.
So, I don't buy much of the jewelry. That's more of Katie's thing. But sometimes if I see something different or unique, I'll buy it if it's cheap.
And I convinced Vinny to get these because I thought they were fun.
I just love confetti, like confetti lucite from the 50s and 60s.
Me too.
Let's see if these will show up really nice. Look at those. And they've got moons in them. Like moon-shaped, I guess maybe like flakes of confetti.
Yeah, they're kind of that translucent, shiny. They're cool.
Yeah, look at that.
And that happy yellow color.
Absolutely. You know what's funny, Sherry? Katie and I were just talking about that.
Yeah.
She's been wanting to see my junk jars that I've been accumulating for years because I've got 3 of them now. And Amy, too, if she's still here, has been begging me to make a video of the first one I ever made. And it's something I've wanted to do. It's just finding the time to do it.
Well, and also I can see, dumping all that out and then getting it to go back in the same way is definitely a concern. But I said to Vinny, while we're at your house, I think that if you're okay, we should dump it out and just share it.
We could do it live.
Yeah,
it might make it
I
better.
think we should do it live. So I'm excited.
See, she's still begging.
Begging. Okay, Amy, we're gonna go live. I'm gonna convince Vinny to do it.
And when we see you, maybe if you remind me, I'll grab it and we can.
And take it, and she can.
And then we can do it live. So because I'm sure she wants to see the contents.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Butter yellow trending.
Yeah, I can see butter yellow coming back for sure.
My coworker has a love for the 70s yellow. Like the butterfly gold yellow. She loves that.
Does she like avocado green too, or no?
I'm pretty sure she does, but the yellow's her favorite. All right, so let's show this. This is awesome.
This is cool.
So again, it's one of those things where it just catches my eye from far away. This is a train station. I forget the name of it though, but I did look it up. Is it on the bottom somewhere? I wish it would say, because it was some fancy schmancy thing.
Yeah, it was not your average tin litho train station that you see. But these are very cool.
And it's just phenomenal. It's the ticket office. What did I pay for this thing? I paid $15 for it, and I saw people asking over $100 for it.
Yeah, some of this tin
asking, not sold, asking.
Some of this tin litho stuff can really do extremely well, depending on what it is.
It's not. You know what? Actually, believe it or not, since I'm not streaming from my phone, I can actually lens it and tell you what people said.
Yeah.
That they found about it, because I'm not streaming from it.
This is cool. My grandpa had a train station, and we had the little train deal like that, but it was a more common one.
That was a very blurry Google Lens search.
Oh, earlier I tried to Google Lens something, and somehow Google Lens just picked up my shoe. So it was Googling like my Sperry's, and I was like, no, Google, I'm not trying to do that.
It was Ives pre-war, number 115. Pre-war Ives, number 115.
So that's early, pretty early.
I don't know if that's the name or if that's just, it says Ives. So
Ives.
Pre-war, number 115.
Pre-war. Okay, I don't know if it was saying that it's
pre-war. You can't always trust what Google Lens says, but that's just what it came up as.
Well, that at least gives you a jumping off point in your research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just really cool, and I just thought, how different.
Yeah.
It could be English. I have no idea. But that was really cool, and for $15.
Yeah, that was a good buy, Vinny.
That was only one, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell? Like, I'm just like this at our live sale.
Oh.
All right, we won't show this just yet.
Yeah, Vinny's got two killer things.
So we went to, I think the guy's name is Dwight that works there, who owns the store. It's called Fulton County Vintique. And I didn't go there for a good year because I heard they were closing, and I'm like, oh, great. Another great place to go to is no longer going to be in business. And they actually ended up not going out. So that was awesome. So I said, well, Katie's here. Let's go ahead and check this place out. And it was nothing like it was when I was there a year ago, which is not a bad thing, because I think they're still just trying to, build it back up to what it was. And I think we had just gotten there when they were just starting to get the whole place set back up again. Mm-hmm. So we go there, we find a few things here or there. Good, because we were able to support them, and which is all what this is all about, supporting the smaller businesses. Mm-hmm. So across the street from Fulton County Vintique, hi Dwight, if you're watching, I think your name was Dwight, if you own the shop.
I think so.
I think that was your name. Very nice guy, very personable, very engaging. So if you ever go to Fulton County Vintique in McConnellsburg, Pennsylvania, let us know that Vintage Vinny and Vintage in Vinyl sent you there. And
went to the place across the street with the cute cats.
Right. So there's a thrift store type place. Can you tell I'm tired? So there's a store literally right across the road. Like, you could literally park at Fulton County Vintique and walk and it is a thrift store that helps with animal adoption, and they had cats in their little room, which they were the sweetest cats. They were so cute.
I wanted to take home this cat, and I'm not even really fully a cat person because I have dogs, but I wanted this cat. He was precious.
And I didn't expect to find anything in there, but I got I think I got a couple jewelry caskets for like $5 a piece.
Yeah, we cleaned up in that store.
You got so much ephemera.
Yeah, I did.
And I walked out of there spending $60 I didn't know I needed to spend. But I got some things that, compared to what market value is, was well worth it. And you guys will see that with one of the items that I bought. So I spotted this on the top of a cabinet. And this is a Union Products Choir Angel blow mold. And it's in really good condition. I did pay $18 for this, but anytime I see these in antique stores, they're like $60+.
Yeah,
so
blow molds are so expensive.
$18 was a bargain at this point. Now, you asked me 15, 20 years ago at a thrift store to pay $18 for a blow mold, I would have never done it. But nowadays, with how popular these are, $18 is a steal.
Yeah.
And she's in really good condition. I don't have this one. And I have little light things that I can put here so we can have her for Christmas.
Yeah, I like her little starbursts in her dress.
Yeah, and she's got starbursts down here. She needs a good cleaning a little bit, but other than that...
She's a little bit of a dirty angel, but she'll come back to life.
Yep, absolutely. So that was really, really fun. And I think that was my 2 for this round, right?
I think so, yeah.
So don't worry. I got a couple other good things that I think y'all will really like.
So I'm going to go through this rather quickly and show you what ephemera I got. One of the things, though, that I thought was really cool was this Art Deco perfumed iron ezer. The new way to iron makes ironing amazingly quick and easy. Imports dainty perfume to clothes, leaving you refreshed after ironing. So I thought this was a very cool little booklet. Love anything with Art Deco on it. And it's got all the packaging. And then it would have had this, I don't know what you did with this. I guess you put a sheet over it. This is kind of like the product is still there. And then you would have, I guess, ironed it somehow under your clothes. So they show a picture on the inside. But I thought this was a fantastic piece of packaging. Then I got these 2 crepe paper containers. I was definitely channeling my inner Karina or Magpie Ethel with these because I just thought the graphics were great. And they're new old stock. So I got those. I also got this bundle all came together, so I couldn't say no to it. When buying a used car, every dollar counts. And it's this fabulous little car brochure from the 50s probably. And it has, from the Ford company, it has all these fantastic graphics on that inside. Then I also got lighting fixtures. This is an ink blotter. This all came together. Post-war retooling includes office planning. You've got these fun little desks. This is cool, this Art Deco-y looking ink blotter with the file folders. So anybody that does junk journaling or crafting, I just kind of thought, this is a great little lot of packaging. I always love the packaging. Same with this. This is an optics and wheel brochure from the 1940s. And the graphics inside of this are just to die for. If you love old cars, this is really where I think it's at. Let me find, because there's a few images in here that I look at. Look at the illustrations. You just cannot, in my opinion, go wrong with the old cars, the people, the deco graphics, the light fixtures, car parts, everything in here. Look at this. I think this is the first image I saw that really sold me on this little brochure, so I got that. And then I also got this. Now, this is progressive index and filing. This is a really cool little book, and I have one similar to it where it shows, secretaries basically how to file things, but the imagery of old offices in here are amazing. So the front's a little worse for wear, but the inside, like, look at all the flat filing cabinets and things like that. In here are they show letterheads, and there's photos too. Let me see if, oh yes, this was my favorite. You could see like whole offices and secretaries. So I thought that I might do a little fun lot. And if you're doing a junk journal, you could plaster some things on top of this and then do inside. But this is just a great little piece of history. So anyway, I wanted to show all that sort of together because it was kind of together in a way. And that was, I know, more than two, Vinny, but
Oh, that counts as one because it's a whole bunch of stuff.
yeah, it's all kind of together. Oh, and this was with it too. Now, I know this has wear. I'm totally aware of that. But anything Art Deco, to me, packaging, I just don't know how this survives, to be honest. So I had to rescue this. I think this was 50 cents. And it still has its tube. Yeah, the tube's got some rough spots happening. But, I mean, let me know, would you have rescued this little box? Because I just felt the need for 50 cents to not let this go in the garbage because it needed to be in a good home. And it was so amazingly deco. This also was kind of part of that. I got these spools. I think they're film reels, but they've got a little seahorse graphic on the front of them, which I thought was fun. And this says, "To be kept. Write-in reunion cartel cowboy song," and some kid cut a little bit of school paper off and then like plastered it to the back and in little kid handwriting wrote that, which I thought was fun. And this says, "Good tape with star star." This is the kind of stuff I just love, where people have like actually used this stuff and written on it. So yeah, anyway, those are my little paper things. And what else do you have, Vinny?
I just have two other things.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know what you brought over. If you have other stuff, go ahead and show it.
Okay, you okay with that?
I think you should show those because those are
also at this thrift store that I thought was cool. I've never seen Sarah Coventry pieces like in their packaging, so I had to grab that for this. And then what's wild is, let me show you this. These are cufflinks, but they're in the original like Sarah Coventry packaging with the little stones and the starbursts from the 60s. Sarah Coventry was founded by Lyman K. Stewart, named it after his granddaughter. Today, at a separate place, completely different, I find the matching tie clip. So I was thrilled with that because, I wear the tie bars, so I was very happy about that. So that came from that place. And then from the antique mall we were at today, along with some of the tins and things that I got, I found these Carter's waterproofing for architects, artists, and draftsmen. This is a really cool little box, and in it has the little ink jar. Now, I have a whole collection of these, and there's some surprising, like you wouldn't expect ink jars to be valuable in any way, but there's actually some that are just hard to find because they get used and tossed away. Like, a typewriter ribbon tin, a secretary could save and maybe put something in, but you can't really reuse these. So I think a lot of them got thrown away. So this is a very hard to find Carter's ink box and jar. So I was very thrilled to get that. And then, let's see, at the other place that we were at, where I got the J. Edgar's book, I got this topper. I think it was $11, but there might have been a discount. I know it needs to be cleaned, but this is a Gillette razor display topper. And I thought this would be really fun in my bathroom because Vinny's dad made me this awesomely wonderful framed razor blade cartridge thing with vintage razor blade cartridges and then a design that's framed. And I thought, oh man, this is going to go great with it. And for like $11, I couldn't say no to that.
And she did talk him into doing the razor blade frames.
I told
because she tells him how obsessed she is with it. It was really cool and funny.
I tell Vinny this. I don't know how many times a year do I tell you to tell your dad again how much
Maybe
I love
like
it.
5.
Yeah, Vinny hears from me. I'm
Like 5 or 6 times because maybe it's like every 2 months.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll be in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and that's where I stand to I'm there for at least 2 minutes, if not more, an evening, and I look at it, and every time I just see something new, and it's so fascinating and cool to me. So every couple of months I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, this thing is awesome. I gotta tell Benny again. Benny's probably like, I know. So I got to actually tell that to his dad today in person, which made me very happy. And anyway, yes, that's cool. The first place we went was Hub City Vinyl. Vinny takes great care of me. He was like, yes, you get here, the first thing we're doing is going to a massive record store. He knows. But this is cool. This is from an Aluminum Company of America. It has a 1-digit zip code, or 2-digit zip code. But this is the most space age record cover I have ever seen. And it is an advertising piece for the Aluminum Products Company. And I don't even really know what's on here. It's a memento of the Better Homes for a Better America campaign on NBC Radio. But I really didn't care so much what was on this, more so I was really fascinated by the cover. And I thought, yeah, in my record room, this is going to be framed because that's just too cool. So that one is very neat. Let's see, what else do I have? Okay, let me show the wire spools, and then I think
that was the deal of the day for you.
This was a deal. Vinny, did you? I think you spotted the wire spools, didn't you?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, I think Vinny saw these from afar, and I instantly was like, yes, good eye. So these are kind of fun things. I don't know how many of them are here. I paid $6 for all of them
at
the flea market.
7 or 8 of them
Yeah.
you got.
So most of you guys probably would look at these and think, oh, they're not worth anything. But you have to look each individual one up because the advertising is what people are after on these. And these old wire spools would have had like wires for, sometimes they're smaller ones for radios, sometimes they're for houses. They're all different wire needs you could get on these spools. But they're vintage, and the ones that have the cooler graphics can sell for actually surprisingly really good money. And I have a small collection of them myself, but
she just bought a collection.
Yeah, so now I basically, got a whole collection. So I thought that I'd keep a few, sell a few, and for $6 you can't go wrong. So I got this one with the lightning bolts. That one I had never seen before, and then this one I had also never seen before. It's from Connecticut, Plastic Wire and Cable Corporation. And this one I liked because, well, the yellow's cool, but I mean, it's a chunky middle. But what I do with them is I have an old vintage display cabinet, and I just stack them like this on top of each other, and they kind of nest together, and they make a really cool display. But you can also use them, of course, as risers if you want. So anyway, $6 was like, don't even question, just give the man your money. And I got this one. This is a Belden wire spool. The colors on this are great, out of Chicago, and it's square. So I have seen those before, but the round ones are definitely more common. This one you do see out and about, but I think the graphics are really fun on this one, the Carol.
Don't we have some buyers that are named Carol? They would probably like that.
Yeah, they probably would to see their name. This one's cool. The belt, it's a smaller Belden with the stripes. Oop, I got, one side's this way and the other side's that way.
Halloween.
Perfect for Halloween, really. And then this is a tiny Belden.
You could sell those 3 as a set to go together.
Yes, I could. I'm guessing that this was a radio wire spool because the radio wire spools are littler. They're smaller. So that was cool. And then Vinny was like, "Oh, I love the colors on this." So I was like, "Okay, I'll get all of them, and then you can have this one."
You're still taking that one. I just like the color.
Oh, you
I
don't want it?
No, take it.
Okay,
I love the color, but I don't need it.
Well, maybe we can figure out how to make it a razor for something you have. Anyway, I'm always happy to share. So that was cool. This was really, I think, the find of the day for me. But the two most exciting ones are these ones that's got really cool. Oh, that's upside down graphics. So anyway, that was great. Let's see. I gotta figure out how to put these somewhere. Oops. Okay, so that was all of the stuff I think I brought over here.
Okay. So I guess I can show my my two top. Well, I got a lot of good stuff. I just picked whatever I had sitting out in the car that was.
Yeah, Vinny also. I have to mention at this other place with the cats, you got a old Volkswagen car key for your junk jar. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I'll have to show that. Maybe we can show that at another live haul because we're gonna alternate. So since this one's on my channel this time, we're gonna do it on Katie's channel on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, Tuesday night. So
I am blistered. I am burnt and
hi, LaDonna.
But it's okay. Hi, Everyday Crafter.
Yep.
So this thrift store had completely redone their shop since I'd been there because, mind you, it's been a year since I'd been there. And they have primitives and artisan in one little corner. And out of the corner of my eye, I spot a showcase. And it had some old Christmas stuff in it. And some of it was kind of priced a little too high for me to pick up, either for me or for to sell.
Mm-hmm.
But so they had some die cuts in there, things that they priced like a little bit higher than what they should have, in my opinion. But then I spot this piece, and it's dated 1955. And it is a store display Santa Claus. Whoop.
Yeah, Vinny, he doesn't want to show this to me, of course, while we're in the thrift store. And so I didn't even see this. He's all excited about like something he found. He's like, I can't wait to get to the car to show you this.
I didn't want to.
Yeah, obviously.
So it says it right here. Copyright 1955, the Coca-Cola Company. Now, do note it does have damage here and here, but it's a 70-year-old piece, and it still displays really nicely despite of it. I lost my mind
when you showed this to me. I was like, man.
And as soon as we got over to Fulton County Vintique, I had to show her. I just didn't want to show the excitement in the store because of all the vintage Christmas they had, they priced this one the most reasonably.
Mm-hmm.
Because these store displays, I mean, despite the damage,
they're expensive. I mean, we both collect Coke. We see a lot of Coke stuff, and it's just astronomical what these go for.
And it's got the stand on the back, so if you want to have it out at Christmas, you absolutely can. And this is the Santa Claus that made like the trademark of what Santa looks like to all of us.
Coke basically invented the jolly happy
Santa Claus.
Rotund Santa Claus. What I love about this one too is it's not super tall. Some of them are huge and they're a pain to store. This one is like tabletop size. It's great.
It is. So that was fantastic. So that was $15.
Yeah, I would have
like
snapped that too in a heartbeat.
It's amazing.
I love it. It says pure wholesome, extra bright refreshment.
Let me show that part up real quick.
Yeah,
because that's just
happy right there.
Exactly. 70 years old, and even for it to have whatever's missing here and some of the stuff missing on his sleeve, I don't care. Not for $15. I don't care.
No, that's a good find, Vinny.
Now this, I got. Just don't tell all my other pinup girls that I added another one to the collection. I don't want them to get jealous.
Yeah.
But she took my breath away.
Yeah. Vinny got himself a girlfriend today.
Oh, I did. And she got a lot of lookers too.
She did.
And she's a bigger one. Well, I shouldn't say that. She's a bigger one.
We're so tired that didn't come out right.
It didn't. So it came in a frame, and of course I'm gonna get it reframed because
It's a large. Well, that larger size doesn't sound better, but
the
you get
frame
where
I
we're
don't like.
going.
So this is
No.
dated 1947, and it is not. It's not naughty, I promise. But look at her.
She's a classy gal.
What if we turn the lights out so we don't have a glare?
Here. We're just gonna turn off my light so we may be a little
so you guys
dark.
can see what she really looks like without a glare.
Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's still a glare.
Tell her.
There we go. You know what? Maybe we could turn the loom cubes back on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We can do that. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Oh boy. What's happening here? Yeah, stunning. Really, truly.
There's a flea going on at Green Grove Gardens here in Greencastle, usually just Saturday and Sunday, but they're open tomorrow for the holiday. I haven't been yet, so I'm going to put that in, Mary Widow. Thank you for letting me know. Maybe that's a place we can hit sometime too.
Try that too.
But look at her. This is from 1947. I paid $25 for it.
So I was in a booth digging through jewelry, and Vinny comes strutting over all happy and says, "Look, I got myself a girlfriend." And I turn around, and sure enough, Vinny got a new pinup.
And somebody said, the guy who sold this to me was a very witty, funny comment. He said, "Somebody's grandma back in the day was hot."
When you told me that, I laughed.
I mean, look at her. She's a gorgeous. She almost looks like Lana Turner a little bit.
Yeah, just classy.
She is absolutely beautiful, and I cannot wait to put her somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. We'll find a good home for her.
But yeah, I want to get a new frame for it because I'm not crazy about gold.
No, I don't love this frame, but I told Vinny, at least you're getting something right now to keep it protected until you can, reframe it.
And she's wearing, I guess, like lingerie. That almost looks like a skirt, though.
Yeah, so at first I thought she was naked when Vinny showed her to me. I was like, oh. And then I looked, and no, it's just that very sheer, like kind of classy 1950s lingerie.
Yeah, it's...
well, when did you say she was from? My brain's not working.
1947.
Okay, yeah. So that kind of pantyhose sheer fabric.
So I'm gonna probably... I don't know that I'll go to Hobby Lobby for it. I can get this a frame for this at Walmart, I'm sure. Because it's funny, the walls are blue in my room, but I want black framing for that stuff.
You can also get... I got a pack of frames, depending on what size, from Home Goods.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the mats in them already. They were matted, they had glass, and they had the hangers.
I'll have to look into that.
And I paid, I think, $25 for 4 of them.
And how much would you have bought those for if you went to a craft store?
Oh, easily $34 a piece.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and if you get that custom frame, that would be...
Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought I was going to die laughing.
Yeah,
when he said somebody's grandma back in the day.
And then people kept stopping us. That was the fun thing. Like all through the flea market, people were like, "Ooh!" They kept stopping Vinny to look at the lady, which was fun.
I'm gonna look that place up, Mary Widow. Thank you so much for letting me know about that, because that must be new. I miss the Greencastle Antique Mall that used to be there years ago. That's where I got that $8 pumpkin pail from.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, the big one.
I can't, the $8, wow. Yeah, I did get some Halloween and Easter this trip, which I don't usually find vintage holiday where I am at all for anything reasonable. So that was great.
That's why I kept encouraging you to buy it.
Yeah, then he kept bringing up vintage holiday, and he's like, "Here, you gotta have this. You gotta have this."
Because you don't get it. You can't find it down there cheap. So I'm like, just buy it all.
Buy it all while you can find it. Yeah. So I'll probably squirrel some stuff away for the holiday. Well, I will be squirreling stuff away for the holiday sales, which is cool. And we'll have our industrial sale together
Saturday. Upcoming Saturday.
So some of the stuff that you guys have seen, at least for me this evening, you might see again up for grabs, which will be cool.
So there was a guy that we ran into at the flea, and he said he knew exactly who we were. I wish he would have said who it was so we could shout him out today.
He came up and he goes, "Oh, I just want to tell you we love you guys," and walked away. And I'm sure that he felt like we were in work mode and didn't want interrupt. But whoever you are, hi, thank you for saying hello.
Very much so. We greatly appreciate it.
Always, if you see us out somewhere, in the store or whatever, please come up and say hi to us, because I just love getting to put a face to a name of folks that are in our chat or viewers that comment. It's just always so cool.
Absolutely. So we did do our sales yesterday was Saturday. Can you tell I clearly have all my days mixed up, and it's only been a couple days. It's the 8 hours in total that we got of sleep in the last 48 hours.
We're a little whoa.
We did our sales, and what we're gonna do is, since Memorial Day is a holiday, I think after, or maybe you could just bring your stuff with you.
Yeah.
When we come, and maybe since we're gonna be at my place tomorrow.
Yeah, might as well not haul all your stuff over to me.
We can do the
shipping.
We can just do it after we're done shopping, because if we're gonna be at my place for dinner tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
We'll just do it there. We'll invoice. We'll just get it done, and then we'll have it out in the mail if it's paid for, because we can just leave it
for pickup, which is great. Yeah.
Right.
Now, if you were at my sale yesterday and you got the mystery postcards, I can't ship those out right away because they're not with me here, but everything else is physically here, so those will go out when I get home. What else? Man, my brain is slowly not braining even more than it was not braining.
So we don't want to take up too much of y'all's time, as much as we would love to stay on. So what we're going to do is we will, of course, get the invoices done for that. Hopefully tomorrow. It shouldn't take us too long to do, because we didn't.
We had a shorter sale, so that will be.
So that'll be good, and then that stuff will go out whenever it's paid for. And then we'll continue to do hauls every 2 days, because we love y'all, but going live every night it's impossible. It's impossible, because we're
and we'll just do kind of highlights from what we're picking up, some of our best finds. I am filming at every place we go pretty much. So there'll be a video at some point coming out kind of the trip. I may have 2 of this trip, because I think I'm realizing that there's so many places we're going, I won't get it all in one video.
No, you definitely won't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places, and you've only been here 2 days.
Yeah, we've only been here 2 days, and I have, you live here. What am I saying? We've only been here 2 days.
We've only been shopping for 2 days, I think is what you meant to say.
Yes, exactly.
So there's more to come, y'all, and there is going to be, I'm telling you, we need to make sure Katie gets loaded up so she has stuff to sell and for herself that she can't get down south.
Yeah, Vinny's really been great. You know what, Dana? I gotta say, this is like kind of mid-century wallpaper to me, and the couch we're on is a little mid-century.
It kind of looks 60s-ish, like Mad Men.
Mad Men. So this hotel is, it's giving.
It's swanky.
It's swanky, yes.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in with us. Make sure you thumb up this stream and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you go over to Katie's channel and subscribe if you haven't done so, because the next live haul that we do is going to be on her channel.
No, KP, we met in Round Top in person, but for 2 years, I think Vinny's been saying, you got to come up here. You got to come up here. And I finally was like, yep. I'm going to make it happen. So I'm glad that I finally am up in your neck of the woods.
And that there's a lot of stuff to go around too, and it's not a long distance drive. Some of it today was kind of a long distance drive.
Yeah, but an hour to me is nothing. That's just, for some people, that might be a long drive. But, where I live, you kind of got to go pretty far out to get good stuff. And even that's a gamble. So an hour is like, oh, yeah, that's no big thing.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and hop off on here, and we will see you all on Tuesday.
Bye, friends.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for coming on. Oops.
Just clicked. Poor Vinny is struggling with my Mac right now. You're a Windows user.